I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks like we've got a couple dead horses out there.
At least that's what we call them when they're sleeping, laying down. They just look like a dead horse. That's how you know it was a good night. They're sleeping it off. Hey, Buster. Hey, Rocky.
How are you guys doing? And how are you guys? Good morning and welcome back. My name is Joel, and this is A Stable Life.
Pretty much none of the animals are here ready to come in, which tells me that they are all enjoying the beautiful weather we are having. And it's only going to get nicer from here. Temperatures today are going to be in the 70s, and then over the next couple days we're getting up into the mid 80s, which is pretty crazy. And then we've got some thunderstorms coming later in the week to give us some rain, which is exactly what we're looking for.
All the horses are looking good.
So let's go ahead and get the grain measured out and all the manure buckets out of the stalls.
And then we'll also have to wake up those sleeping giants down there. Alrighty guys, good news. We have everything taken care of in the barn. So it's time to bring in the ponies. But before we do that, of course, we need to make sure we give the donkeys some feed. Right, Buster? Right, Rocky? There we go. Looks like Poncho's ready to move on out too. And it also looks like all the horses are now here ready to come in.
No more dead horses.
Hey, Poncho. Good stuff, buddy.
Okay, let's let in the horses. You could tell it's going to be a warm one today.
Ronnie?
Always the first one in.
Looks like Jack's going to be next. Then William. And then Champ. George. Ooh, lovely braids. Looks nice. And Casino. And Rebel's coming.
You just had to get some of those last minute bites, you know? We've all been there in the morning when you're running out the door, but oh, you just gotta get one more snack. It happens.
But Rebel's late because of it. There he is. Better late than never, am I right, Rebel? Morning, Suede, Spitfire, Skywalker, Declan, Danny, Obi, Gavin, Sriracha, Tucker, Weather, Samson, Duke, Archer, Argento, and Docs. That's everybody. All the horses are in.
And just before we get started with manure day, let's go ahead and see how these tires look. Now you guys will remember in our most recent video, we put in some material that goes inside the tire.
And it's supposed to prevent the tire from leaking. And by the looks of things, my word, it worked.
Let's see how things look on the wagon.
Oh man, it worked. That is awesome.
Thank you so much, guys, for anybody that gave us some gift cards, because that was what was used in order to purchase that material. It definitely worked. Not sponsored, of course, but if it's a good product, then it's a good product. Gavin, how are you doing today, my man?
Doing good. Ready to do manure.
You're always ready to do manure. What keeps you so happy all the time?
The thrill of scooping poop.
That's a thrill not many know. Let's see how Gavin feels about the tires being inflated and see if he notices any differences. Well, what do you think?
It's super nice. It doesn't bounce nearly as much as it did.
Isn't it incredible what an inflated tire can do?
It's crazy.
So similar to last week, we don't have a tractor right now because that one's sold. We're reliant on the Veggie Boy skid steer. So while they're using the skid steer, I'm gonna be helping Gavin with manure day. And pretty much every single time we use that four-wheeler, the tires are usually deflated on the front. Not completely. The tires do hold about 2 PSI, but never more, never less. It's nice to actually have them fully inflated for when we're using the quad. This has been something that's been on our list for a while to do, but we always thought we needed new tires until someone suggested that I put this in the tire, and it's worked out great.
Hey Tucker, is there any manure in that muck bucket back there? Looks pretty empty to me.
Just the difference is so nice to see.
Okay, Gavin's heading down with that first load. If we're doing the countdown correctly, there should only be about 2 more videos and then the new tractor will be here.
I'm excited, guys. Then again, I think I tell you that every single video. So I guess you guys get the idea.
I took a walk down here into the middle field just to see how our large square bale is faring, and you could see the horses,
well, they killed it.
But I'm trying to get an idea for how much hay they are using.
And it looks like they ate about 1/4 of the bale already for just one day. Man, he's cooking today. So I think we only need to put 1 more large square bale
In this feeder over here,
and then I think we should be good for hay till the next time I'm putting hay out. Sweet.
taking a look here at the large square bale in the big field, it looks like the horses did quite the number on this one as well.
Which makes sense, there's a lot more horses in here.
We have the skid steer here, but I can't get through the aisleways with all the muck buckets in the aisleway. So we'll have to put all the muck buckets in the stalls, and then we're gonna grab 2 of those bales right at the top there. Now with the skid steer loader, you need to be mindful of the fact that when you're picking up your hydraulics, yes, it's going up on the front, but it's also going up on the back, the way that the loader system works. So when I come in here, I need to be mindful of 1, where the spike is, but 2, where my rear hydraulics are, so I don't hit this beam here when we're coming up to put in. So I'm gonna have to come in and then pretty much straight up to hook in and then back up just a hair and then kind of feather it down slowly. It is easier to do this with a front loader versus the skid steer just because of the way the roof is designed here. So this will definitely be a nicer job when my tractor's here. I think just to be safe, before I grab these bales, I'm gonna wait for Gavin to be here so he could be my spotter. It's always good having eyes on the back of your head. And with the skid steer put away and hay out, of course, that means it's now time to let out all of our beautiful horses. Right, Samson? Yeah, let me help you with that. You wanna eat it? You wanna eat it? Taking a look out at the horses, you can see it's gonna be another beautiful day where most of them are gonna be grazing. Just love the look of a grazing herd. You can see the cows are up on the hill over there grazing, and Tucker and Samson are getting a drink. And Gavin's working on cleaning the barn. And he's doing a mighty fine job at it as well. Is this the last stall, Gavin?
Yep.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, there's lots of little projects that we have to get done today.
So let's see what awaits us.
Well, good news, guys. Our delivery for our hoses have arrived. Oh my goodness. Wow, lighter than I thought it would be. Cool. Anything else? Ooh, that's the one I needed. Thank you.
You think that's enough hose?
Never.
Leia and I are heading out. We'll see you later.
Bye, Mom. Thanks for all the tools.
Now, Gavin, what on earth are we getting ourselves into?
I have no clue.
All right, well, let's give you guys the rundown because we've only got about 10 minutes till lunch, and then we'll get started on this after lunch.
It all starts right here in this beautiful spot. We've got hose number 1, goes to the big water tank down in the big field. We've got this guy, who at the moment does nothing. We have this. It goes back and forth between the pressure washer and the hose reel over in the arena, but it freezes a lot during the winter. This goes to the big water tanks in the left and right runs for the donkeys and for Tucker. So these don't freeze. This does freeze. And this is what we're changing.
As you guys saw in the most recent video, I put the connection together over here, which terminates the use of this, which is what we currently use to fill the water buckets for the winter, and then sends water down to the hose reel. That system does not flow out gravity-wise, so there is always water sitting in the line, which means that it does freeze in the winter, which during late spring, summer, and early fall is not an issue, because then the clients can always use this to wash off the horse's legs and bodies or whatever else they need to wash. The problem is that during the spring, when things are extremely muddy, and the fall, when things are extremely muddy, they are not able to wash off the mud from their horse's legs, which could lead to scratches and rain rot. So having a gravity-fed system that runs water here without the possibility of the water freezing would be great. We're not getting rid of the hose reel. We're just making sure that everything flows out properly. In the winter, there won't be a hose reel here. It'll just run out and then the water will drip onto the ground, nothing in the line to freeze. And then the hose reel will be inside with the pressure washer, which is currently here. Now this pressure washer is nice and works great. Currently, every time we need to use it, we just run a loose line of water and power to it when we need to use it, and then take everything away when we're not using it. So we'd like to fix that by running a dedicated water line, and in the future, a dedicated power receptacle here as well. We're not working with power today. Today we're just working with water, and we'll see how far we get.
But first, lunch.
Megan, Tracy, how's things going in here today?
Good.
Good? Yeah, what we working on? What we got?
Honey sesame sticks, peanut butter buckeyes, and soup mix.
Well, that sounds exciting. And what about you, Tracy? What are you working on?
These are Swedish fish.
Man, oh man. Gavin, how do we work knowing there's such tasty food up here?
Sometimes I don't.
Well, guys, we have a bunch of packages that are here that we're going to be opening. We opened up this one in anticipation, but we found out that there's no note. So this was anonymously sent in.
But we appreciate it.
Yeah, safety glasses are actually pretty awesome, especially with the most recent video of us clearing out those fence lines. It was when we realized that we really need some PPE, because my hands were completely destroyed. Got covered in poison ivy, got thistle marks all over my body.
And mine a little bit.
And we also didn't really have anything to protect our glasses.
So the boys needed some new equipment.
In advance, thank you for the safety glasses. These in particular are for Gavin. So thank you. Speaking of, Gavin, are you ready to put these to use and get back to work?
Always.
We're going to be running the hose all along the top here and making sure that it's at a slight angle so that there's no area where the water can sit and freeze.
So let's roll.
Since the line we're running is a hose instead of just regular piping, we have noticed and observed that in order to keep the pipe from developing swales in it, where water could puddle and freeze, we're going to be running the hose through this PVC pipe that we have left over from this project. So we're going to grab some of this pipe and bring it on over. As you guys can see, the horses are definitely enjoying the sun, and the only one that's eating
Is Tucker. So far we've got the hose down to the rafters. Joel's doing a good job.
Alrighty guys, good news. Gavin and I just finished up with the top section. So we have the hose running up and running along the top here. And then once we get over to the roof, we have it through PVC piping. That way there will be no sways in the hose, because right here in between each rafter, the pipe would sway. The hose runs all the way over to here, and then we're gonna be using the smaller brackets to run it down the rafter, because the hose reel is right on the other side of George's stall there. So we're making good progress, but it's warm up there, let me tell you. It is kind of funny to think when this is done and we turn it on and the hose reel turns on, it's actually just gonna do the exact same thing that it's been. But it'll definitely be a lot nicer when it comes fall/winter. And we have to take the hose reel off the side of the barn back there, and the boarders will still be able to have water when they want to wash off their horse's legs, even if it's below freezing outside. Which you'll have those days where it'll be below freezing at night, but then during the day it'll get in the 40s where they'll want to wash their legs off. Now they'll be able to do that, which is nice. Okay, we just finished with this bracket. And the hose is going to be running right along here. As you can see, we've got a little zip tie bracket here to kind of hold it in between this area where it would hang. And then we've got 3 mounts running up and over. to the pipe that's over there. This is how much we have left. And over there's the hose reel.
How close do you think we're gonna get, Gavin?
I think there'll be a couple feet left, Joel.
We are now going over the aisleway down here. We've got some company. Looks like Swade's getting a little bit of a hair trim. How you feeling about that, huh, Swade? Huh? Gavin's bringing in the next ladder here. We're gonna be coming right along this board here. Oh, hey, how you doing? As you guys can see, we're now past the aisleway, and we're within spitting distance of the hose reel. Behind this board right here in George's stall is a hose that actually runs right along one of the rafters inside. And that hose that's running alongside in there is in a coil, and it's not very long. It's just to connect the very long hose to the hose reel. So after a good amount of moving some plywood around and digging, we got our hose out, and we think from here to the hose reel, this should be the length that we need. All right, guys, there we go. The hose runs all the way out, down through here to out here. And then during the winter, we'll just hook a hose on that just comes out here and hangs with no end on it. And then the water will just drain out of the hose, meaning that they can use this when the temperature is below freezing. And for the summer, we'll hook this up right now. There we go.
That was definitely a lot of work. Well, it's time to see if it does work.
Check it out, guys. It's 4 p.m., which is actually a lot later than both Gavin and I thought it was. So while I was putting the finishing touches, Gavin got started measuring out. All right, so this is now going to be the new hose that runs the bath system. Let's fire it up. And then water's gonna go up there, run along this here, all the way over here to this pipe. And then it runs through this pipe, all the way over to here, where it then runs down the rafter to this side here to get to the proper rafter, and then goes down there to right here, across the aisleway, through right here, where it's then connected, and then runs all the way through here. Well, it looks like we've got a little bit of a leak on the hose that connects. It might just need to be screwed on tighter. Let's see. There we go.
The water's running the water's running all over the place to get down here, but
we are getting water all the way down here. Awesome. Gavin and I were actually hoping to get this hose system installed as well, but with it being 4 o'clock, we've run out of time. So I'm gonna get cleaned up while Gavin feeds, and then together we'll be able to work on finishing up feeding, because you guys have been extremely generous and sent us quite a lot of packages.
So we need to see what's inside.
There you go, boys. Oh my, they drank that down. Come on, boys! Come on, boys, let's go! Here they come. Come on, boys! There we go. Now we got everybody moving. It worked. Well done, Gavin. And all the horses are now in the barn. So let's go ahead and start filling up that water trough while they're all eating. As Gavin was talking about earlier, there's now, well, geez, 5 hoses here. We're only gonna be using this one. There we go.
Now we're filling up the water trough in the big field.
Once Tucker's done eating, that's when we can get started on letting all of the horses out. When he's done, he'll come on over to this door and wait, and I'll open the door, move him in. He'll go that way, and then we can let out Poncho to put Poncho in the left run. And then just like that, we're pretty much set up and ready for turning out. Looks like it's about half full.
That'll probably get 3/4 by the time we start letting horses out. And then the horses will drink a good 20-30 gallons out of that. That's gonna be running for a little bit. And it also looks like the cattle are coming home. It's beautiful out, ain't it, Gavin?
Yeah.
Fire, you okay over here, buddy? It's like Fire and Sky are done eating.
Tucker's done eating too.
All right. Gotta do is open this up. Not trip. Now we can take hay out for the donkeys and Poncho.
And of course, we can let out Poncho.
Come on, George. Let's go. Come on, George. Let's go. Good job, boys. That's it.
We're done feeding.
Alrighty, you guys have been extremely generous on our Amazon wish list. So we would like to start by thanking each and every one of you that left your name in the package.
Starting with these from Anonymous. Thank you so much for protecting my eyes.
And then we have 5 gift cards from Lisa. Lisa, thank you so much. Your generosity is outstanding. And as always, we'll be letting you guys know what this goes to.
Thank you very much to Martha for the 3 gift cards. We'll be sure to let you know what these go to.
And then we have another gift card from me. And that's what they're named, so I'm going to say anonymous on that one. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your generous gift. And Gavin wasn't the only one that got safety glasses. Cassie, thank you so much for these. These are specially designed to be able to go over top of your regular glasses. So these are definitely going to come in handy. I kind of wish we opened this up before I got started with work today, because I would have been using these today. And also, thank you for the Equimax. With this latest batch of everything that came in, we have everything that we need, so you guys can expect a deworming video soon.
Thank you to Bob for the sand clear. It helps so much with clearing their digestive systems of dirt.
Carrie, thank you so very much for the Equimax. We really appreciate this.
Thank you, Sarah, Addie, and Ike for the gift cards and the MTG Waka Wabadadada.
PK, thank you so very much for the 5 gift cards. We will be sure to take this and put this towards Rocky and Buster's toys.
Thank you for the sand clear, the Equimax, and the gift card.
As well as the Mud Shield powder, the MTG, and the rest of the sand clear. Lisa, not only have you been incredibly generous with everything that you've given to our stable, which is absolutely phenomenal, but also, this is the last sand clear we're going to need for the year. So thank you so much for that. You are incredible. Thank you. And finally, Mary, thank you so very much for the horse treats. The horses are going to love these. And the shoes. My wife thought this was very generous, and she says thank you as well. Wow. Thank you so much, guys, for all that you've done for us. This is absolutely incredible. And now that we've got some of the PPE, I think we're ready and looking forward to clearing fence.
Not really.
Well, at least we'll be safe for doing it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't,
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
and for the question of the day, what's your favorite fruit or vegetable that you're looking forward to fresh this upcoming growing season? And as always, we'll see you in the next one.